Hi there, my name is Mike, and in this video I will be teaching you how to make your first website with HTML. Now, HTML is just one of three main parts of the front of a website. So you've got HTML, you've got CSS, and you've got JavaScript. In this video, I'll just be covering HTML, which is just the basic structure of a website. So your website won't look very pretty, but it will be structurally accurate. And you can get ready to go forth and learn CSS and JavaScript. HTML is an important foundation to have, especially if you want to get into web development. So in this video, I will try to teach you as quickly as possible how to use and understand HTML code. And by the end of this video, you should be ready to go with HTML. So first things first, you're going to want to just make a folder to follow along with this tutorial. And then open up VS Code. And you can go ahead and open that file in VS Code. Oh, sorry. There we go. So you can see your folder on the left-hand side of VS Code. Go ahead and make a new file in there. Just right-click, new file. And you're going to want to call this index.html. The reason I called it that is every HTML file ends with .html at the end of it. And typically, the main file of a website is called index. You can call any other page whatever you want. You can call it blog.html or whatever, but the typical standard is that the main page, the landing page of a website, is called index.html. Now, if you want to cheat in VS Code and get around memorizing all the basic structure, you can just type exclamation mark and then enter, and it'll create this automatic template for you to do your HTML in. But I think it's important that you understand the basics of HTML first. So HTML consists of tags. So this is a tag here. This is the HTML tag. And there are about 15 or 20 different tags that you're going to want to have memorized and ready to use. The HTML tag is one of them. HTML typically spans the entire website. So everything you put for your whole website is inside these two tags. This is the open and this is the close. You can see it's a less than and then the tag name and then a greater than. And then the end tag has a slash before the tag name. So that tells the website, okay, this is the start of this tag and this is the end of this tag. So HTML is all about dividing your things into different tags. So typically you have a head tag up next, and then you have a body tag under that one. So the head tag is where you put all the metadata. So that is the title at the top of the web page. So if you look here, this little HTML I made has document as the title. And then the body is your whole website, other than the title and like the little favicon icon in the top of the web browser. All that goes in the head, and everything else goes in the body. So all your text, all your images, all your videos, they go in the body tag. So in the head tag, we'll make a title tag. This is that title on the top. We'll call this tutorial. And now you've got a pretty solid structure for your web page. Now, if we go back to the exclamation mark, you can see that there's a couple more things here. This is a lot of stuff that is necessary for older browsers. Think like your Internet Explorer 7s or whatever. It's really good to have, but it's kind of a lot to memorize and a lot of weird stuff. And it's all a standard that isn't fully implemented. Not every website has this at the top. But it is important. It's basically just telling the browser that you're using HTML. I mean, it's pretty obvious since you have the HTML file anyway, so most browsers won't really care. But it's good to have it in there just in case someone wants to view on like a toaster or something. So anyway, there's our title tag. This is the meta tags. These are for metadata, like I was talking about. This is all pretty unimportant for you starting out. I mean, if you're making a production website, you probably want to have this kind of stuff in here. It's just saying like have the scale as 1. That'll help you with mobile devices. But it's unimportant for you to memorize right now, and you don't really need to focus on it. So anyway, to our body tag, we can start making our website. So typically, if you're doing a lot of work with CSS and JavaScript, you can get away with just using divs. So div just means division, and if you think about it, everything in HTML is really a division, and they're all just kind of special divisions. So you've got the special head just because of the structure, you've got the body division because of the structure, and so you can have these div tags, and then you can give them each classes. So this is how you, so this is a tag, and this is the attribute. So to assign an attribute, you type the attribute, then you type equals, and then in double quotes, you say whatever, or single quotes, you say whatever the attribute is. So if I wanted to assign a class to this one, I would call it div1 or something like that. And then I could access that with CSS or JavaScript. Now, HTML already has some tags in it that already have JavaScript, or I'm sorry, CSS attached to them. So for example, the h1 tag. Now, don't ask me why they called it the h1, but this is like a title tag, not the top of the document title. But this is, for example, like if I were to type title here, and then I were to open this in a web browser, I guess I can open in File Explorer and then click on it. You can see that that's a title. I'll compare that to a regular text. I should put that down there. You can see the regular text is quite smaller. So this h1 tag has CSS attached to it automatically. That makes it bold, big, and then it creates a little bit of space between the next text. So these are useful, and they're really nice for standards. Like I know that for search engine optimization, the search engines look for these h1 tags. They don't know what you named your divs. So it's good to have these. There's a few other things that you're going to want to know. P is an important tag. This is just a paragraph. It's really just a div with spacing around it. So if I put some lorem ipsum, just some Latin text in there, and then I copy and paste that, you can see the two paragraphs are separated from each other. And that's really all P does, is it just adds a little bit of a border spacing around it. And so these are really all the really tags that you need to know. I guess H1 can also be H2. You can count up the H's and it makes it smaller. So yeah, that was a really quick rundown. Let me know in the comments if you're confused about anything. I will be very happy to reply. But yeah, thanks for watching, and good luck with your websites.